Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to another story time. This is story time number 2. And although this is not hair related, I will still continue to produce hair related videos along with health videos, story times, and probably some makeup. So if that's not what you wanted to hear, a story, this is not the place for you to be. Also, remember that this is a negative free zone. So although I'm exposing some things about myself or others, please be mindful in the comment section. Um, Nothing derogatory or anything like that, because again, a negative free zone, the comments will never be seen by anyone else. I'll make sure that they are deleted immediately, and I would not be responding to them. Okay, so as you can see from the title, this story time is going to be about I only wanted a baby. Okay? Ugh. Wow, I've only told close, intimate friends about this. Oh, also, as you all know, I'm sipping on my water in my mug that I designed. So if you don't have one already, a Natty dreadlocks mug, what are you waiting for? Go down to the description box and check the merchandise. I'll just click on this link, and you can have one of those and a lot of other stuff that I designed. Okay, so all I wanted was a baby. I'm going to try to keep this kind of short. Look at the time. Okay. I was 25 when I found out that I had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which meant that there was a 50-50 chance that I could possibly have a child because of some of the things that I had to go through. They had to give me shots and put me through like a menopause and everything so that I would stop bleeding, because I was just like bleeding nonstop. And so at that time I wasn't thinking about children at all. I was living my life, just traveling, doing everything that I wanted to do for me, being selfish, being self-centered, because it was just me. However, when you are told that there's a 50-50 chance that you may be able to have a child, I don't know if you're like me. When somebody tells me, what some odds are, a lot of times I'm drawn towards um things and stuff, because of okay, this is the last one. I get caught up and stuff like that. But not to say that I wanted a child just because of that. It just seemed like probably some of my hormones were changing, and some of my motherly instincts started coming through. I would say not then, but about 5 years later, at the age of 30. Okay. At the age of 30, I was definitely on the prowl. I wanted to do everything that I thought you were supposed to do in order. I wanted to get married and have a child because I thought that that was the proper way of doing things. Mind you, I'm 49, so this is a while ago. This is 19 years ago. These days, people don't, you know, it's no big deal. However, I just wanted to do it that way. Anyway, so that led me on to the internet, where I met someone who lived in Germany, and I traveled. After about 4 months, I traveled to Germany to meet this person whom I had only spoken to over the phone, never videoed. I think to video chat or something back then, that wasn't nothing that you did on your phones. They had you had to have a box, and a person wherever had to have a box or whatever, and then you could communicate back and forth. And I think that was just coming into play then. So we basically had just talked over the phone. So I booked a flight to Berlin, and I meet this person. Not exactly what I was thinking. Video chatting is probably a little bit better because sometimes you can see pictures and, you know, you can be a little deceived. So anyway, I said, I'm here in Germany. I'm gonna make the best of it. I don't know what's gonna happen. Whatever, whatever. Okay. I went ahead and met this person. I stayed at their place. We got along pretty good, except for some of their friends and the way that they would just not speak English or whatever because their friends didn't understand English. Their friends either understood, um, German, or they understood, some understood Yoruba, which even though, from my background or whatever, I still don't speak Yoruba fluently. However, this person, I really wasn't like feeling or whatever, and I really just was like, I don't know, So long story short, I came back to Chicago. They decided, man, we'd like to have you again, whenever you like to come back down or whatever. So, we can hang out and get to know each other a little bit better, because I think I stayed for 2 weeks or so. And went back and forth a few times or whatever. And the last time I went, I found myself, which was about, had probably been close to a year of knowing them. We went to Denmark and I got married. I got married. And I said, okay, this is the beginning. This is how I can go ahead and start to have that child that I want to have so badly. Okay. My mind is a little twisted. My way of thinking back in the days was real twisted. When I came back to the U.S. after being, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, um, after a while, I got tired of waiting on them to come over here, and it just felt like I was living a single life. And that's how I lived my life, like someone that was single. I went ahead, I met someone else. I met someone else that was 11 years younger. Thought we had a lot of things in common. Thought, okay. Looking at the aesthetics and all of that, thinking, okay, my child would be tall, um, decent, pretty good chance, Not knowing that this person had arrested development, some other mental issues, and, would cause me a whole lot of pain in the future. Fortunately, oh, let me bring you back. What happened to marriage number one? Okay, everything went through. Let me call this person, I'm just going to call this person D. Okay, D came through, came to the U.S., was ready to, start a life. And I was no longer into them because now I'm into number two, the next person. Let's call them V. So it's D and V. So D, that's the husband. I was not feeling them at all. I mean, I wanted to be with V so bad, when they was here, when they were at my house, that I sat up here and while thinking about what I was going to do for the night, I called V and asked them if they want to come over and watch a movie. Now, mind you, I have my husband sitting over here, and I just called somebody else and asked them to sit here, to come over and watch a movie. And it's me in the middle and each one of them on either side. I don't know what type of cockiness I was rocking with back then, but somebody would truly blow your head off for stuff like that now. Anyway, V knew who D was. Number two knew who number one was, but number one didn't really know about number two. And I later told them. Me and the first one, we wound up getting into it. My husband, we wound up getting into it I told them how I was feeling. I wound up telling them who that person was because they still didn't know. Even though we was all sitting there watching a movie, I'm thinking everybody naive. This one is 11 years younger. This one's from from somewhere else. Naive, couldn't possibly know, you know, what page I'm on. But I went ahead and I was open and honest, and they gave me their blessings. They asked me, was that person going to marry me? And I said, yeah. They said they want to, you know. All along in my mind, all I'm thinking about is a baby. That's all I'm thinking about. I have to get pregnant. I have to have a baby. Husband number one is gone. Found some family over here and went and stayed with them. Found, a connection in Chicago. Now lives off in I'm not gonna say where they live because they might see this video. Or somebody that knows me, that knows them, might see this video. Um so anyway, so D is out the picture. So it's V. V is the one that's 11 years younger. I went through HE double hockey stick and high water with this person. I'm thinking, okay, I do want to have a baby. I'm still on that page. I mean, all of my mind. I'm out here on some selfish stuff. It's all about me. It's all about what it is that I want. So I'm gonna continue on no matter what. Everybody's tripping about the age difference. The mother was tripping. My family was tripping. People was just like, this ain't gonna last, everybody. And I just wanted to prove everybody wrong because I was like, I gotta get a baby out of this deal. I'm putting some work into this now. We were together for a year and then we got married. So the first time I knew the person for, I want to say close to a year, and we got married. And then the second person, V, we knew each other for about a year and we got married. Untraditional, totally courthouse type stuff. Nothing elaborate, nothing exciting, nobody, no witnesses besides the person who was doing the thing. Anyway, V flipped out on me, and I started having reason. I'm not the type of person to really go through nobody's stuff, but when you don't have money to help pay for anything and you have two jobs, I'm trying to figure out, and you're a student. I know that, some of the funds are low or whatever, but I'm trying to figure out where's the money going to. I find a receipt for $100 to the dope bookstore around the corner. What? You can spend $100 at the dope bookstore, but you can't contribute to this household. I'm not a sugar mama. I'm not about to take care of nobody's child. I thought they had a little bit more maturity to them than that. But that's what happens when you are thinking, you know, solely on your prize that you want, which was my child. So anyway, that led me to going through their stuff and finding all types of videotapes, some types of toys and stuff that I didn't think a man would use. And then going on my computer and getting a virus because of some of the downloads from some of the sites that they were going to. And some of the sites that they were going to were very suspect. It was like, you know how you kind of had that feeling, that intuition that I wonder if they, mess around. And I don't mean just messing around like cheating on me or anything like that. Because I really, I wanted a baby. But I wonder if they mess around, like if they are bisexual or whatever. So come to find out, I mean, according to the videos that I saw and some of the things that I saw that were purchased and some of the stuff that they looked up in the history, they forgot to clear out the history cache. The cache? Am I saying that right? Mm. Come to find out, I mean, I'm not retarded. It wasn't no numbers to put together, no 1 and 1 or 2 and 2. It was no straight man that's gonna be watching this. You know, when they were confronted, they were all upset and they would run and leave. And I'll be like, no, come back. Because all I'm thinking about is, look, I done invested a whole bunch of energy into this. I'm going to have my child, and then if they decide to go on or whatever, um, initially the goal was to have another parent, but we could co-parent or whatever. Um, went to this area on the beach, followed them to this area on the beach. And they were giving attitude like crazy because they knew I was following them. I see these guys up on the beach. Now, this is when I was living downtown, not where I'm at now. So, I see these guys walk past and they looking at him and he not paying them no attention, but they looking at him like, what's going on? Like, really? Oh, like you gonna be Jade like that? I could just tell from the way they were looking, and they were definitely gay. And I could just tell by the way that they were looking, like, oh, you gonna ignore us, really? And then they was like looking at me like, who is that? They didn't say anything, but you could just read their faces. Long story short, that ended in another divorce. After me allowing it to be a revolving door, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of my downtown apartment, in which they contributed barely anything. They couldn't even touch, you know, a fraction of the bills that I was paying. But I sat up there, and because I wanted what I wanted, I allowed that. Okay. So that person is gone. I'm ready for a change. I'm like, okay, my life is kind of wild and shambles. I didn't set up here and got married once. I'm still married. I'm not divorced. I didn't get what I wanted. Everybody's probably like, I knew that wasn't gonna work and stuff. So, I'm like, what's going on? Okay, so I stopped at this time. I said, I'm making bad decisions. Let me stop doing a lot of things that I'm doing. So I did. I stopped, which I had stopped doing everything before I met this person, but this person, I'm gonna say what I stopped doing. I was drinking, like on the weekends or partying or going out of town. I would drink, and back then I was smoking marijuana and stuff too. Okay, I stopped before them. However, in the midst of a bad argument with them, they always drank a lot, period. And I just so happened, I was just like, I'm fed up. I can't go to sleep. I was like, go pour me a drink. And they was like, but you don't drink. And I drank. But after them, that only lasted for a short period of time because after they left, I was done with drinking again. That was in 2003. Okay. February 8th, 2003. So I'm not drinking at all. So I was like, I make wiser decisions, right? So I go to AA and you know, I listen to other people. I never share my story or anything. I talk to people or whatever. And then I have somebody come up to me and say, look, be very leery of the guys up in here, some predators in here, blah, blah, blah. What bam. So I was like, okay, all right. So I just happened to meet a couple more people and stuff, but nobody, nothing serious, nothing, I'm still married, and I mean, not that many things, I was married before, right? But I'm still married, and I'm still like kind of going through the motions of like, really, this person that was 11 years younger than me, this me, and and was probably totally gay now. I mean, yeah, probably totally gay now. I haven't seen him. Um, So here comes the next person. I'm still wanting this baby now, right? B. B comes in. So it's D, B, and B. B comes in, not paying me no attention at all, at least not to my knowledge. But at this time, I'm doing service work and everything. I've been there for like a year or so. I haven't had any serious relationships or anything. I'm still married, um, but not talking. Hadn't talked to this person in a long time. So I see this person, and it's something that they said that made me say, "Hmm, fresh meat." And yeah, this is wrong. So listen up to this part and be leery because people can be creeps on either side, men and women. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I was like, fresh meat, I could possibly get what I want. I could possibly, get a baby. Not fresh meat like I want them to fall off and have a drink or anything like that, but they just seem a little vulnerable, you know. So I was like, okay, this person doesn't have a wife. They lost their wife, blah, 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 da, 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 you know. Not thinking about all the other stuff that I heard them say that were all like red lights, you know, just like red light after red light after red light, you know. And I would never have dated that person. And I don't know what happened. Just this one day, it just clicked. And I was like, here's my card, because I design candles. So I was like, here's my card, you know, call me sometimes, you know, because I had been around much longer than he had. And I was like, you can call me sometimes if you need somebody to talk to or whatever. They happened to stay not too far from me. And it's funny. Um, I was kind of hanging out with somebody else, but it was nothing serious. And they were spending the night all the time or whatever. But got, well, I don't want to talk about that part. Let's go back to B. So B comes around. The other person is knocked out the picture. B comes around. Here it is. We hanging out. We're vibing. Everything is great. Everything is cool. And a year later, exactly a year later, a year and a day later, guess who I was married to? I was married to B. This is the honest to God's truth. I could not make this up. I'm married to B, and did not know him from Adam. Seriously. When I say they made up their whole life, I'm going to do a story time about that too. When I say they made up their whole life, they made up their entire life. I didn't know anything about them that was the truth except for their name. Everything else was made up, and I later found that out through family members and other people who I somehow got in contact with via the internet, Facebook. After this person had left, ran off with um a lot of my stuff, a lot of my belongings, my jewelry. Hence the reason why I wear tattoos, more tattoos now, and no jewelry. If you notice, I wear this because my papa passed away, and this is something he gave me, and it's sentimental value, and I wear it. People are like, why you wear a cross? Because it's my papa's anyway. Okay, so this person, let's say I got married July 18th, the second time. I got married a year later, July 19th, right after my divorce. My divorce was actually final on the day that I had got married to the second person, if that sounds right. My divorce was final on the same day that I got married the second time. So here I am the next day, and I got married again. Had already, done everything, got the marriage license and all of that, got married the next day. All I was waiting for was the divorce to go through, and I was so shocked that everything worked out the way that it did. But I know I keep saying long story short. It's 24 minutes. Okay, I'm about to wrap this up. Did I have my baby? Yes, I did. Most of you all who come to my channel all the time um, may have seen her. May have seen her walk past in the background. You won't see her in front of the camera anymore because, I just don't really want to display her to to the world, to YouTube, because people can be very cruel and whatever. I mean, pedophiles. I'm gonna say we had a little pedophile situation when I was doing a live chat. That's the reason why I don't let my child be seen on camera here. If she's walking in the background, it's fine. Yes, I had my daughter. This person turned out to be, I guess I got what I wanted, right? I got my daughter. I love my daughter. I love my daughter like no end. I mean, I don't know what I would do without her. So I'm happy about that. But this person turned out to be the complete opposite of who I thought they were. This person is a strong alcoholic. This person has gone back and forth and messed around with their drug of choice, which was crack cocaine. I knew that. I sat in meetings and listened to him before I was even paying attention. I mean, really paying attention to them. That person stole from me $3,500 worth of jewelry. That person put a knife up to my face when my daughter was 3. Put a knife up to my face and was trying to cut me in my face, but I blocked it with my hand. And by the grace of God, I don't have any marks in my hand. And if I did, I probably wouldn't be able to see them because all these lines in my hand. I know I'm saying just trying to think of all the bad things that I went through. Stole their own money. I mean, I had my own account, and then we had an account together. Stole their own money. The day that I moved on the south side, which was like kind of traumatic for me, moving from downtown to the south side. And the first day, I have a 2-year-old baby, and we're hearing like gunshots and everything. That wasn't the first time. This is the second time that they set up here and fell off and smoked crack cocaine. Was supposed to be going to get all the stuff from downtown, all the rest of the furniture, and come back and bringing the furniture, and decided, oh, this would be a great time to take a crack break after not doing it for like a year, because they did it when my daughter was a year old as well. But like I said, a year old, bam, I still stuck and stayed, thinking, now I'm thinking I'm having more of a motherly instinct, and I'm like, I want my child to be raised with a father, so let me, just be cool. They were gone for about a year, and just recently have been around in my child's life since she's been growing up or whatever. I mean, I've always said that he was sick. He's in the hospital. I would make up stories and say, that he called, he was asking about her, whatever, when she was younger and stuff. But this person is still an alcoholic. To my knowledge, does not smoke crack, does contribute to the welfare of my child. However, was a poor choice in, picking somebody to be a father. Not only that, diabetes run real strong on my mother's side of the family and on his mother's side of the family. His mother's diabetic, my mother's diabetic. My child has pre-diabetes, which means that I have to be very, very, very cautious. I mean, we eat a raw diet now, but before then, I mean, she was still like, getting chips and stuff from school or, from her friends and everything. But I have to be very, very careful with her. I don't have diabetes or anything. But I'm telling you all this story to tell you that, yes, whatever you put out here into the universe, whatever you think that you want, you can have. You can have. But a lot of times it comes with a cost. You have to be more specific, too, in what it is that you truly want. Don't just say, oh, I need a husband, I need a child. Map out how you want that husband to be, even though, I mean, my intentions were just to have a baby, which was a very selfish intention. I mean, I'm sure people going to sit up and say you got what you deserved or whatever because you were out here just wanting what you wanted. Hey, and some of you may feel that way, and it's okay that you feel that way, but I'm being honest and I'm telling the truth, and I'm letting you know sometimes sometimes you just have to wait for it and don't be so anxious, and and also do your research on people. These days you have to, the reason why I chill today is because people out here are crazy. You don't know what people will do these days. I mean, seriously. I just listen to what's going on in the world. I could just actually get on Facebook or whatever. I don't have to turn on the news. It's like everybody talking about everything on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you know, and it's easy to find out. Heck, I could just walk outside, really, basically, and find out what's going on just in my neighborhood. So I guess I told this story to let you know, yeah, I could be selfish. I was selfish. I got what I wanted. I still have what I want. Thank God. And she's everything. But wow. I went through 3 marriages. 3 marriages. I went through 3 marriages to have my child. Through. That's my story. I don't know. Don't judge me. I am who I am. My daughter is 12. She's healthy. She's beautiful. I have to pick her up from school, her first day of school. Hopefully, you all like the second story time. Please leave a comment down below if you've done anything similar. Um, if you ever pursued anything that you really, really wanted and you got what you got, and then you felt like, I really didn't want that. I mean, I didn't want it like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, leave a comment down below if you ever just like pursued something so bad and it was just like, if it wasn't really meant for you. I'm not saying it wasn't meant for me to have a child, but if it wasn't meant for me to have a child by that person, so if it wasn't meant for you to have whatever you were trying to get the way that you were trying to get it, what were the repercussions that you suffered? I'm still suffering some repercussions, as far as we have a whole child together. I got to deal with this person, alcoholic, self, any given time, for forever. We bonded together with this child. You know, the good part is, yes, thank you for my child. The bad part is, it's like sometimes I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk to them. I feel sorry, I feel sorry for my daughter for not having, you know, a father around 24/7. My parents got divorced when I was 13, and I knew what that felt like. But that's it. The story time went on longer than any video I've probably ever done. I'm gonna have to learn how to condense these. Tell me what you all think. Thumbs up if you want me to continue these story times, which I have a million stories. Trust and believe. I do. I am no angel. I'm no saint. And then also I am a saint because I'm the type of person that give you the shirt off my back. Go check out my merchandise in the description box. Thumbs up the video. Share the video with somebody who may need to hear this, or just share it, period. Just to spread the word about what some people would do. All for one to have a child. Peace and love, you all. Thank you so much for allowing me to be me. Allowing me to come here and talk about Natty freeform dreadlocks. Allowing me to do my story times now. Allowing me to talk about health and all that type of stuff. Allowing me to be real and transparent. Allowing me to talk about why I love makeup and stuff like that. Thank you. Thank you for being open-minded. Hopefully this will draw more people, new people, who didn't necessarily wear Natty freeform dreadlocks, and maybe somebody will get something that they need to hear. Peace and love, everyone. Blessings.